Hello, I am Erick Iván Montoya Pérez, and I'm going to talk about the humanism in education, taking account the Rogers perspective. And for example, this philosophy places the humanist experience, growth, and development at its core. Let's explore its origins, principles, and enduring impact. Okay, so the first are their origins and historical context. The humanism emerged during the Renaissance in northern Italy around the 38th and 48th centuries. It celebrated the revival of classical learning, emphasizing literature, history, and moral philosophy. Educators known as humanisti championed the study of human virtue and well-roundedness. Okay, now the key principles of humanism in education. The first was the holistic development that we recognize that education extends beyond textbooks. It encompasses emotional, social, and intellectual growth. The second is the individual centered learning. Okay, each student is unique, and humanism places the individual at the heart of the learning process. Also, we have the critical thinking. We encourage students to question, analyze, and create independently. Also, we have the appreciation of arts and humanities. For example, us that we are English language, we are a humanity. That it means that literature, art, and philosophy enrich our lives and contribute to. I'm going to explain the Rogers perspective of humanism. Mm, well, Carl Rogers, an influential American psychologist and a key figure in the development of humanistic psychology, believed that individuals have an innate drive for growth and self actualization and personal development. His ideas impacted both psychology and education, and we are going to see their own humanistic perspectives. And the first is the human centered learning. Rogers emphasized that education should focus on individual the learner, and he believed that each person has the capacity to learn through their own experiences. And he also thought that learning is just not absorbing content, it is also a process of self discovery. Okay, in the second, we have the key or principles of Rogers humanism, the self-direct learning, that is individuals has the ability to choose their own learning paths, and the second is the personal agency. For example, learners are active agents in their own development. Mhm. Then we have the constructive process. Learning involves constructed meanings and understanding, obviously. Instead of just memorizing, we have to be awareness to understand the meanings. And identify the development. Education contributes to the development of a personal unique identity. It means that, for example, all our experiences and the learning that we have throughout our lives, it creates the person that we are. And the third is the benefits of humanistic learnings. And Rogers argued that humanistic learning helps students to develop critical thinking skills. That is going to be very helpful for this presentation. I'm going to explain more about that but in the following slides. And make better decisions, enhance creativity, and improve communication skills. So, by allowing students to explore, discuss, and make decisions, humanistic learning fosters self awareness and a deeper understanding of themselves and others, obviously. Okay, the next one. And now we're going to talk about the principles of humanistic education. And for example, they say that the self direct learning was very important, the desire to learn. Obviously, we want to learn, we have to have the desire to learn because that is very useful for the learning process, and also the self education over grades, not just self education are the grades. Also, we have to be awareness to self evaluation, because, for example, we can self evaluate our ground, our processes, and our personal goals. And we have into account the emotional well being, that it also matters. For example, Rogers thinks that the well-being matters in education, creates a supportive environment inside the classroom. So when we feel comfortable to talk with others, we are also feel comfortable to learn. Okay? So we have the fostering a student-centered learning. Mhm. Okay, I'm going to explain that. The first is collaborative classroom. So what it means? Okay, it means that it in a student-centered learning environments, collaboration is a key. Okay, the collaboration. It means collaborative classrooms encourage students to work together and share ideas and learn from one another. Mhm. So the benefits of collaborative learning includes the improvement of communicational skills, the diverse perspectives, and enhanced problem-solving abilities. Mhm. And teachers can facilitate the collaboration throughout group projects, discussions, and peer feedbacks. Mhm. These activities will strengthen the classroom and the environment. Mhm. And also, we have the authentic assessments. It it just means that every teacher has their own abilities to score their students, and it also takes into account the project based assessments, the performance assessments, and the portfolios. Because it's just not the score of the exam, it also takes into account how to evaluate your students without just a grade. For example, as this says, the portfolio, that it means the process of all the classes. So it is a good way to identify if your students really learn something, just not the grades, as I said before. And obviously, as I said, I think at the second slide or in the beginning, the development critical thinking and creativity is very important in humanism, because, for example, in the humanist approach, humanist encourages students to think critically by engaging their intellect, emotions, and practical skills. Um, Also, the autonomy and inquire. Students explore questions, analyze information, and form independent judgments. Mhm. And the self reflection. Humanism promotes self awareness and reflection, essential for critical thinking. So, when we are learning something, we also have to create our own ideas about something, and we have to be very awareness about what we are, because all our learning is what we are. So it is very important to have a critical thinking, and the following is promoting social and emotional learning, and we have to take into account four abilities that I'm going to explain. So it takes into account the collaborative learning. It means that collaborative learning involves students working together in groups to solve problems, share ideas, and learn collectively. And the perspective of lawyers, it means that emphasizes the importance of active participation in the learning process. Collaborative learning aligns with his beliefs that the students learn best when they engage with others, share ideas, and construct knowledge together.